Betway sponsors Froch-Groves 2 on Sky Sports.
Kugan Cassius, IFL TV here at Wembley with the Magic Man, Paulie Malignaggi. Paulie, Saturday night, come 10 o'clock, the stadium's going to be full, atmosphere is going to be electric. What do you remember from your fighting days that's anywhere near to this?
I mean, as far as for my fighting days, I mean, I fought in Etihad Stadium, where Manchester City, where with Hatton Lascano.
Haircut in the ring.
Haircut in the ring. How could we all forget that, you know? Yeah. So, but I got a feeling this is going to be something even more spectacular, you know. And I think I'll be able to really take it in more because I'm not fighting. You know, I'll just be able to really observe it and really just soak in the atmosphere. You know, when you're fighting, you're so focused on your actual fight that you don't always get to soak in the atmosphere the same way. But I remember that night was an amazing night. And I think this is going to be just a spectacular evening, and so to be able to soak it in from the outside of the ring, just as a spectator, I really look forward to it.
Carl and George haven't fought to this sort of crowd before. Like I said, not many people have. But when they're walking out and it hits them in their ring walk, what will be going through their mind?
You know, you tend to try to enjoy the show and be take the experience of this, because it's something you're going to cherish later on. But at the same time, I think when you're fighting, you don't get to enjoy the atmosphere fully, you know, because you're so focused on being focused. You're so focused on the task at hand. You know, you'll enjoy it, you'll have that adrenaline rush. But at the same time, I think it's something that when you watch it on TV later on, you'll be like, wow, you know, like, I really walked out in something like that, you know. And I think that's really where it'll hit them, because I think on fight night, you do get the adrenaline rush. You know, you get the crowd's response to you when you're walking out, and it does give you that surge of energy. But at the same time, a piece of you is still maintaining that focus because you're about to swap punches in a few minutes. So you don't get the full enjoyment of it, because it's a mixture of adrenaline from being excited and also adrenaline from knowing there's danger lurking. You know, so I think, but when you're done with it and you kind of look back and watch, you'll say, wow, that's amazing.
How can that adrenaline turn negative where a fighter can't cope with this sort of amount of pressure and this amount of people watching it?
It becomes a bit of pressure if you let it. I mean, I think, you know, that's part of being a world-class fighter, is learning and adapting to these kind of crowds. You know, obviously these kind of crowds in fighting in an arena like this, even at a world-class level, is very rare, but nonetheless, you start boxing from moments like this, and you kind of remind yourself. I remember the biggest moments of my career, you know, I would remind myself, you know, oh yeah, this is pressure, but this is why I started boxing, to live these moments, you know, to be a part of moments like this. You know, it takes a special kind of human being to be part of moments like this and still be able to adapt and survive at the highest level and keep composed and execute a game plan, you know. And so I think when you're a professional of this level, there's no excuses. You have to learn how to cope with it. You know, it's not easy. It's not. Your emotions can play with you big time. You know, like, you know, a crowd this big, a left hook is thrown from any fighter, whether it lands or not, they're cheering like crazy. You know, so it starts getting into your mind. You know, like, are the judges affected by all this? Are they not? You know, so believe me, a lot goes through your mind because of the crowd noise and the roar of a crowd this big. But again, being a professional is learning how to handle something like this.
All right, listen, Paulie, thanks for giving us a little bit of time again. And if I was you, I'll check your Twitter. Go right through the tweets, because there were some offers chucked in.
Yeah. I gotta check my Wi-Fi here in England. I can't use my data, so I'm in and out with Wi-Fi. So I'll be tweeting later from the hotel. All right,
Paulie Malignaggi, thanks for talking to IFL TV.
Thank you.
Betway sponsors Froch-Groves 2 on Sky Sports.